Well, hello everybody. My name is Shell, and welcome to the beginning of my new single-player hardcore series. I finally decided that I'm gonna buckle down. And I'm gonna try a single-player hardcore, and we're just gonna see how far we can get with this. I'm feeling excited and nervous, and a whole lot of other things. Truthfully, I don't really know how to be feeling at the moment. There's a lot of feelings going through me, but I just hope that I can survive at least a couple episodes. That's all I'm asking. So I think logically we should just try and get some iron gear like straight away, like ideally before the first night comes and stuff. Because that's probably going to be our best chance at making any sort of progress in this world. So there looks to be a somewhat nice cave over here. So I'm going to do my best to kind of go into here and see if I can find some iron as quick as possible. And I know if you've watched any of the 30 days, you probably have your doubts about me surviving in hardcore. But I think I tend to get quite distracted with other people around. And so kind of being solo and then single player, hopefully it means I'll be able to focus a little more on staying alive and not dying, you know, almost instantly. But we're going to get our first couple bits of iron. And I'm going to make, of course, an iron pickaxe. But I also should definitely make a shield. Because this thing is going to hopefully save me many, many times. And we've also got ourselves a sword. And we've got 3 iron left over to spare. But I think we should maybe look for a bit of a nicer cave. I mean, I could go further down into that one. But it was starting to look a bit unsafe. I did, to be fair, I saw a stony beach over this way. So I might go and see if I can get any iron from there. Might also be smart to make sure that we're getting a little bit of food already, as well as getting some wool to make a bed. But it's always just so fun starting in a new Minecraft world. I don't know, it's just like a new blank canvas for me to start, you know, imagining all the ideas that I can come up with, and you know, I can start letting my imagination run a little wild around this place. And I don't know, there's something to me that's just so cool about that. And no iron here. I am going to grab a little bit of gravel, though, to make a flint and steel, which is going to help us with cooking up our food. And we can see that the sun is starting to set, which is a little scary, but I did spot this village just over this way. I also see shipwreck and a ruined portal. So I think we are going to travel this way and see what nice stuff we can get from some of these spots. And also go have a little sleep in the village to make sure that it's not nighttime. Or alternatively, we can come and kill one of these sheep to get the last piece of wool that we need to make a bed. And we've done it. We've survived our first day in this hardcore series. And that's it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. Just kidding. Just kidding. We're not just doing 1 day per video. That would kind of suck. All right, let's have a look. Ooh, armor trims, buried treasure map. That could come in very handy. And anything in here? Ooh, some iron, gold, and emeralds. There we go. Perfect. All right, let's just take a quick peek. It actually looks like the buried treasure's somewhere over here by these turtles. Let's see if we can go get it. treasure should be some... Oh, perfect. Right, let's go and get air first, and we'll swim back down to grab it. What have we got? Oh, we've got a lot of stuff. Oh my gosh. Oh my. Oh, there's so much. There's so much. Swim up, swim up, swim up. We've already got our first diamond, though, which is pretty crazy, to be honest. I might have to make an item frame and put this up on my wall. And just before we head into the village, I am just going to see what we can get out of this ruined portal here. We got a little bit of obsidian and some iron. Yeah, I mean, I won't complain about that. But here we have this lovely little village over here. And I want to make sure that I am getting here early and trapping a couple villagers within their house so that they're not getting killed and we have the opportunity to use them later on. Just got to find... Okay, there's someone in here, so we'll block up that door and that door. All right, we've at least got 2 villagers, which is kind of the minimum we need. And you know what? I think for now, we're just going to take this house and set down some of our stuff in here. Here we go. A beautiful little place to call my temporary little home. So before I do anything else, I just want to grab this iron, see what we can make out of it. I think some armor is definitely important. And then I will just use these last 2 to make a hoe, because there's a bunch of hay bales around this village, which can be quite a nice source of some early game bread as food. It would also be a smart thing to do to take some of this sugarcane that I found, and I was going to say plant it along the coastlines. There's not really much spot to do so. Let's, I guess, plant it around here for now. And this can be a way of getting sugarcane to make paper for when we need to start enchanting. And we managed to get just under a stack of bread, which is going to be a nice source of food for the time being. Now, I want to grab some stuff. And I think I need to head back into the mines, because I still need some iron for basic stuff, like an axe, which would help me chop down this tree quicker. But also, I would not be upset if we were able to find a diamond or 2 while we're caving. The only thing is, I don't really see any good caves around. So what I might have to do is make a nice little strip mine that's going to help me find some stuff. So we can just have it going down here for now. Oh my god. Wait, is that a spawner? No way I found a spawner this early. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wait. I need to be paying attention to my health. Gotta go like this up. There we go. You know what? I'm going to make sure I take down those coordinates, just in case I end up needing them in the future. And we also got a name tag. That's pretty cool. And that was overall pretty successful mining journey. We're going to make sure that we sleep to get rid of the nighttime. But we got quite a lot of nice ores like redstone and lapis, and we also got just a bunch more iron, which is going to be very, very helpful. And we also found a mob spawner, which is going to be useful for making an XP farm, hopefully, in the future. So I think it would be a good next idea to expand out this little farm here and get some more wheat, and also start farming up some cows so we can get leather. And I just want to start as well placing a couple torches around the place to hopefully stop mob spawning right by our house. So I think this size should be all right just for our kind of starter wheat farm. As much as I'd like to make this wheat farm super big, I feel like we're going to want to use this area later for other stuff. So I'm just going to do it this size for now, so we can get rid of it and move it around if we need to. And I'm also going to be keeping an eye on this sugarcane to make sure that this keeps growing. And now I just kind of want to get a pen of cows. To be honest, this one might work. And I'm just going to fill that in so we don't have to bother with that water. But I think it might be kind of the perfect place for us to store some cows. So I'm just going to take a quick look, see if there's any close by. We might need to sleep to get it today to get some to spawn in. My God, it seems like every animal but cows are spawning at the moment. Hello, cows? Anywhere? There we go. We got a couple over here. We're gonna have to walk them all the way back. Yeah, 2 should be enough. Oh, there's another village just over there. That's cool. And into your new home. There we go. And hopefully we can start breeding up some of them to try and get some leather for an enchanting table. Well, now that we've got this farm going and we're also working on breeding up the cows, I think it would be a good idea to work on being able to enchant once we've got these books and stuff. And so for that, we're going to need some diamonds to get some obsidian and also make the enchantment table. And we're also going to need levels. So I think what I should do is head back down into the mines, see if I can get some diamonds, and then I'm going to try and make this zombie spawner into a farm so that I can get a nice source of XP. So I'm going to go do that. So I've done some work on setting up the mob spawner and I got some diamonds and I managed to get just enough diamonds to make an enchanting table and to make a diamond pickaxe. But it's still going to take a little bit of time to get all the leather and the sugarcane that we need to make the full enchanting table. So I'm going to spend some time gathering some materials for my base. Let's go. Okay, so we've done most of the material gathering now. I'm not actually sure how much we're going to need of everything, but I've just gathered like a, somewhat decent amount of some of the materials that we're going to need. If we end up needing more, then I can go gather more quickly. And the area that I was wanting to build it is kind of like, I guess maybe there would work, right? But I kind of want to raise it up a couple blocks. So what I think I'm going to do is gather some of this dirt just so I can make sort of like a platform to put it on for now. Now, we don't need to worry too much about terraforming because I doubt I'm going to leave it as dirt. But I think if we just gather up some of this dirt, then we can kind of make up the platform for where we want to put the building. Okay, I know it looks weird, but I think that that is the platform that I want for building this base. So we're going to grab some diorite and just sort of figure out the building shape. So I kind of want to start out with just a bit like this. That's kind of squarish, but definitely bigger. This is amazing. We're already going off the edge of the platform, but I think that's kind of the shape that I want to go for. And then we're going to have another bit coming off here. That's going to stretch out a bit further. And then going to come back this direction. All right, yeah, I think that's kind of the shape that I want to go for. Now we just need to kind of figure out how tall we want this to go. Yeah, I think that's right. And then we can raise this one up to maybe about the same height, roughly. Yeah, I think so. I think that works. So let's start trying to build this up a little bit. Okay, so we've only got one of these walls built up for now, but I think before we even start building up the other wall, I just want to start trying to texture this one and make it look nice. So we've got calcite and we've got white concrete. We've also got a couple bone blocks, so hopefully we can get some nice texturing going with them. To be honest, maybe we should have used calcite as the base, because I feel like the diorite is very harsh and almost kind of dark. I think just for the sake of testing, I'm going to try changing this front wall to mostly calcite and then texturing. See if maybe I like that a little better. Okay, I'm kind of going a little bit crazy here. Trying to figure out how to texture this right. Because this is honestly just like a new build style for me that I've never properly tried before. And I don't know, maybe it was a mistake to be trying a new build style like this early on into the series. I mean, it'd definitely help to have some better tools, because that would speed up a lot of this process faster. But I'm kind of wondering, maybe what I try doing is adding details like the windows and doors and stuff first, and then I kind of try and build around that, which, you know, is a new way of building for me. But I guess I won't know unless I try, right? And if this doesn't work, you know, we can tear it down, we can start new, we can go for something I'm a bit more familiar with. But I'd at least like to give this a shot. So with that, let's have a look and see what we can build. Let's go for it. Well, after a whole load of building, we finally have what's going to be our little starter base put together. And I think it looks nice. You know, maybe a little weird. But overall, I think it does look pretty cool. We, of course, still do need to do an interior for this place. But I don't think it looks too bad. Also, whilst building, I decided to finally make my enchanting table over here. We got enough paper, we got enough books, so I decided to put it together. And I managed to enchant this pickaxe to get Fortune 3, Efficiency 4, and Unbreaking 3, which is going to be great for getting some more diamonds, because we're really going to need that fortune. But let's just take a moment to look at this. I think it's turned out looking quite nice. I've really tried to go in with the texturing. The only things is these sides are kind of left empty because I'm not sure how I'm going to connect them up to the next buildings yet. And it isn't staying, but I have just kind of blended in the front a little better, just so it doesn't look as horrible. And I would get working straight on the interiors, but to be honest, I need a little bit of a break from doing some building. And one thing that I could really do with, after all that building, is I actually realized I could really use some scaffolding. And like the idiot I am, I did go to the jungle to get some jungle wood and completely forgot to pick up any bamboo along the way. We have got a little bit of string that's going to help us with making it, but we are going to need to venture out to go get some of that bamboo. And I just want to take a moment, as I was sailing away, I looked in third person. That there on that cliffside just kind of looks super cool. Yeah, I think that looks really cool. Sorry, I just wanted to take a moment to admire that. All right, I see the jungle. I didn't mean to get out of there. Yeah, I found the jungle. Oh, I do actually see a little bit of bamboo poking over the top there. So we're in luck. We're definitely gonna have some bamboo. And perfect. We have some of our bamboo. Oh, and also make sure I'm not being stupid. Grab some cocoa beans. And we made it back home. So the next thing that I kind of need to do is, you might have noticed, but my sword broke while I was gathering bamboo. And the rest of my tools aren't doing that great either. So I could really do with some upgrades. And I never really think it's worth it to spend my levels and lapis on enchanting iron tools. So I'm going to make use of this fortune pickaxe I've got, and I'm going to do a little bit of mining to get some diamonds. And one mining session later, and we've managed to get 28 diamonds. We actually got a lot more, but I kind of made one of every tool. That means we can get out this iron stuff and into some diamond stuff. So now we look a lot cooler, and we're also a lot safer as well. I can finally be a bit more reckless and not have to be such a scaredy cat. Mind you, I can't be too reckless. Me letting down my guard is not a good idea for hardcore. But anyway, that is all we have time for in today's video. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. This has been very fun, and I'm very excited to continue this series going forwards, hopefully for more than just a couple episodes. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.